front of it, right in front of this bolt, right in line with the front mounting screw, and right at the tip end of the forearm. And I've done that with some calipers, and you got to be careful because this is a real glossy finish. Very carefully close in on that. Now I've taken two other things into consideration. One is the difference in the thickness of this barrel as opposed to the barrel that I'm using. I think this is I think it's a 257, I'm not sure. This is a 300 Win Mag. So the barrel, and this is a number 2 barrel, and this is a really tight taper barrel, a lightweight barrel. So this barrel thickness is going to make take up more of the room here. So I can't make this tip quite as narrow as this one. It has to be proportional. The next thing you have to consider is the person that you're making it for. There are people that have big hands, little hands, long arms, short arms, all of that you have to consider. So I've got 3 places where I made a mark: in front of the bolt, in line with the front screw, and at the tip. So I've got three dimensions here. I'm going to just connect the dots, and this is a freehand operation. There's some things that's just what they are. They're just freehand. And then I'm going to taper this down pretty tight down here to the wrist, because that's just what guns do. Something like that. Now I'm going to slice this off with a bandsaw. And so I had to put this thing down for a couple of weeks. So what I'm looking at is I probably need to go ahead and put this barreled action back in here. And I think I've got to trim around the bottom metal, because I don't see any chisel marks. And that has to be done before I can work this down. I have to know how far down I'm going, because the bottom, it has to even up with the bottom. So I'm going to drop this fella in here. Put a little pressure on it. Now this might be one of those triggers that has to go in after the bottom metal is in place. I'm not sure. No, it's going. It is in there. It's got to get closer together before that screw will even touch. There, it grabbed. Yeah, I've got to cut some more off the top of this too. Just a little bit right there at the tang. From there out, it looks good. I don't know if you can see this gap between the barrel and the stock, but you need a gap right there. Old gun guys will take a dollar bill, fold it in half, and wrap it around the barrel underneath and slide it. And that's about 12-15 thousandths clearance. Some of them want 20 thousandths or so. Okay, time to trim this thing down. This part I do by hand. See how much wood is showing above that metal? See that wood right there showing? That's got to come off. See where the trigger metal is? See how much wood is sticking up? That's got to be relieved. Back here at the back, where the tang, it's hard to see the tang because of this takedown screw, but believe me, there's a good 1/16 of an inch between there and there. All that has to come down, and the easiest way I know to do it is with a chisel. You just take it down, and you don't take it down all the way where it's touching flush. You, in this one's case, this door, well, I can't do it with one hand. This door comes up. Right there. See, that trap door comes up. And I actually have to take the wood down about to this frame here. The door is rounded. The top of it is rounded. So it's got to be kind of in line with the frame and kind of in line with the door. But I'm going to start with the door because it's higher. And then I'll look at it. It all has to flow. No matter what I do, it has to flow. This looks rough, and it is, but I've got to take a lot more of it off than that, so it's not near as bad as it looks like right now. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be a little difficult. There's a lot of fiddleback, little stripes going this way, and they've got this grain so curly in here that cutting it is going to be really tough. I'm having to cut cross grain to remove it, and then I got a trigger that's in the way. I think what I'm going to do, excuse my dog, he's getting senile, and he thinks he hears something out there, but there's really nothing out there. I'm going to pull this action out and leave this bottom metal in and just trim around it. That'll get rid of the trigger and also these screws. This is some really curly wood. Matter of fact, this would be a good time to show you what makes curly wood look that way. Alright, curly wood, what people call curly maple, fiddleback, and the backs of violins has a kind of a wavy look to it. It only comes from mature trees. Stradivarius was a master at determining how trees would mature, how mature they were, by pulling out cores and looking at them and telling what wood just sounded just right for violins. When people get old, they shrink because we get heavier than what we were at 30. At 60 or 70, we're heavier usually, and so the backbone actually compresses. Well, trees do the same thing. Trees are genetically a certain height. A yellow pine will get 60, 70 feet genetically. It doesn't get any taller than that, but it will get bigger around. An oak tree will get a certain height genetically, just like I am 5'8" genetically. But I can get heavier, I can get bigger around. So the heavier the tree gets, it starts crunching, it starts squishing. And when it squishes, it does like an accordion thing where it wrinkles. And so it starts this from the bottom up. Well, wrinkly wood may not be comfortable, but it's beautiful. And when wood wrinkles, it looks like that. Okay? that's the way the grain is. It just squishes it like an accordion. It compresses it. All right, that's a piece that's been split. Now when you see that's the other side of it, you can see the split side, you can see the waves. When you see the other side where it's been sanded flat and smooth, it looks like that. Now this is a piece of maple, but other woods do the same thing. Walnut does it too. So what happens, and that's very desirable as far as the look of it. It's also extremely dense and it's very, very strong. So what happens, what it looks like in a walnut tree is this. When walnut wrinkles, it produces fiddleback, or some people call it tiger tail. It's the same thing. In oak, antique dealers call it tiger stripe. Okay, what happens when you look at it, you can see this piece that I chiseled away, and you can see the wrinkled look in that. And so whenever I get this sanded and smoothed out like this is, you're going to start to see those stripes. That's how it gets there. That's what it's called. And that's how it works. Well, thanks for choosing to spend your time here with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this program. I'll try to post a new segment each weekend. In addition, if you'd like to read about a stock that I made and then it took a 20-foot free fall, click on the link at the bottom of this page. It's called The Broken Gun. It's a story I wrote a few years ago about my two boys. Sometimes life's hard and things get broken. Now and then we get a chance to fix them. I'm so grateful for the opportunity I had to repair this broken stock. It led to a restoration that I never could have imagined. As always, if you like this video, please click the like button and share this with your friends. Have a great day.